Have you ever wondered what life was like before supermarkets, before farms, even before your favorite restaurant existed? For most of human history, we were hunter-gatherers. Our ancestors spent their days searching for wild plants and hunting animals. Life was a constant journey, following the seasons and the herds. But then, something incredible happened. A revolution that would change the course of humanity forever. The discovery of agriculture. So, how did we go from chasing mammoths to planting wheat? It wasn't an overnight eureka moment. It was a slow, gradual process that happened in different parts of the world, all around the same time, about 12,000 years ago. This period is known as the Neolithic Revolution. Imagine a group of our ancestors roaming the land. They knew their environment intimately. They knew which berries were safe to eat, where the best roots grew, and when certain grains ripened. They would gather these wild grains, like wheat and barley, and take them back to their camp. Some seeds would inevitably spill along the way or be discarded in waste piles. Over time, they would have noticed something amazing. New plants were sprouting right where they had dropped the seeds. It must have seemed like magic at first. The seeds they discarded were growing into the very plants they spent so much time searching for. This was the first light bulb moment. They realized they could influence where their food grew. Instead of just gathering, they started experimenting. They would have started by clearing small patches of land and deliberately planting the seeds they collected. They probably chose the seeds from the biggest, tastiest plants, a process we now call selective breeding. They were unknowingly becoming the world's first genetic engineers, slowly transforming wild grasses into the plump, nutritious grains we know today. This wasn't just happening with plants. The same thing was happening with animals. Instead of hunting every animal they saw, they started to manage wild herds. Maybe they captured a few wild goats or sheep, keeping them in a pen for a ready supply of meat. They would have noticed that the calmer, more manageable animals were easier to keep. So, they bred those. And over generations, wild, aggressive animals were domesticated into the farm animals we recognize. The wild auroch became the cow, and the fearsome wolf became our loyal best friend. The dog, who likely helped with herding and hunting. This shift from hunting and gathering to farming had a massive impact. For the first time, people could stay in one place. They no longer had to constantly move to find food. This led to the creation of permanent settlements, which grew into villages, then towns, and eventually the first cities. With a stable food supply, not everyone had to be a farmer. People could specialize in other skills. Potters made containers to store grain, weavers made clothes from flax and wool, and builders constructed sturdy homes. Agriculture also meant we could produce a surplus of food. More food meant populations could grow. It is estimated that the world population boomed from a few million hunter-gatherers to tens of millions of people. Within just a few thousand years, this surplus also needed to be managed, which led to the development of social structures, governments, and even writing, which was initially invented to keep track of grain stores and trade. Of course, it wasn't all perfect. Early farmers had a less varied diet than hunter-gatherers, which sometimes led to health problems. They were also more vulnerable to crop failures from droughts or diseases. Living close together with animals also introduced new diseases. But the benefits were undeniable. Agriculture gave us the stability and resources to build the complex societies we live in today. From a few spilled seeds in a campsite to vast fields of golden wheat, the discovery of agriculture is one of the most important stories in human history. It's the foundation upon which our entire civilization is built. Every time you eat a piece of bread, a bowl of rice, or an apple, you're enjoying the legacy of those first pioneering farmers who, thousands of years ago, decided to plant a seed and wait. Thanks so much for watching. If you found this journey back in time interesting, please give this video a thumbs up, drop a comment below with your thoughts, and don't forget to subscribe for more stories about how our world came to be. See you next time.